5:30 starts now.
Pilfered puppy. A couple is caught on camera stealing a tiny pet from a store right in front of their own children. Tough crowd. New York City's mayor addresses the city's newest police officers, trying to ease tensions between him and the NYPD. And where did he go? A Detroit man is nowhere to be found following a rare stroke of luck.
It tops our news at 5:30. Those who know Arthur Neal say he would never leave town, let alone leave without telling anyone.
And what makes his disappearance even more strange is that he just won thousands of dollars playing the lottery.
Let's get to Kimberly Gill, who joins us live with what we've learned now about this missing man from the people who so desperately want to find him. Kimberly.
Sandra and Devin, good evening. You're right. People who knew this man say he would never miss Christmas with his family, especially after he just won $20,000 in the lottery. Concerned friends and neighbors stopped by the house in the 17,000 block of Trinity Street in Detroit. They're worried about 86-year-old Arthur Weldon Neal.
I'm worried because Arthur is always around. It's not something for him to disappear.
Neal was last seen here at his home on December 20th at 8 a.m. Police reports say he had recently won the lottery. His family says Neal has never been out of touch with them for this long.
He answers his phone. That's the main contact for us, and I don't know. I haven't spoke to him.
Neal gets around well. He still does brickwork in the summer and sells firewood in the winter, but he never leaves home for this long.
I live in the neighborhood, and I've known Arthur for at least 20 years. He does a lot of odd jobs.
Neal is described by police as a black man with a medium complexion who is 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighs about 160 pounds. He has gray hair, a full beard, and a mustache.
Please call the police, please. Words can't express. I need to know where he is.
And we're back here live now. Neal's granddaughter, who you just heard from there, says his car is also missing. It's a 1998 Cadillac DeVille. It's black in color. And police say if you know anything, they want to hear from you. Reporting live tonight in Detroit, Kimberly Gill, Local 4.
In fact, mentioning police, Kim, what are they saying about it?
Yeah, we spoke to police earlier. They checked his house. They say everything appears to be intact. They say that no foul play is suspected. And they also have not been able to confirm whether or not he collected that $20,000 or so that he supposedly won in the lottery.
Important distinction. All right, Kimberly Gill. Senator.
The Italian Coast Guard now says it has completed the evacuation of passengers and crew from a Greek ferry boat which caught fire on Sunday. 10 deaths have been reported. More than 400 people, most of them Greeks, were on the ferry heading from Greece to Italy. Rough seas made rescues even more difficult, and more than 400 people were eventually taken off the burning vessel with the help of helicopters. Rescue crews remain near the ship because it's not clear if any other passengers remain missing.
Right now, tensions remain high between New York City's mayor and members of that city's police force. Today, Mayor Bill de Blasio was met with some boos and some applause at an NYPD graduation ceremony. Police accused de Blasio of being too supportive of protesters who were upset by grand jury decisions not to indict officers in the killings of Michael Brown and Eric Garner. During today's ceremony, de Blasio spoke out against the murders of 2 NYPD officers.
We lost 2 peacemakers. 9 days ago, we lost 2 heroes. They were children of God for sure. We mourn Detective Rafael Ramos and Detective Wenjen Liu.
Today's address came after hundreds of police officers turned their backs to de Blasio's address during Saturday's funeral for Officer Ramos. New York City's police commissioner says he will meet with police unions to try to rebuild the relationship between New York's finest and City Hall. Well, in the city of Detroit, we know a good thing we see it, no doubt about it.
That's why a very important program is back again this year. As our Everett Cassimy explains, its message is pretty simple. Keep New Year's Eve safe for everyone by keeping guns locked up.
We are just days away from the start of 2015, the official start of the new year. And after a violent past few days, local law enforcement and other city leaders are hoping that you'll celebrate the new year with a bell and not a bang. As the clock strikes 12 on New Year's Day 2015, law enforcement is encouraging you to ring in the new year responsibly. Standing together in solidarity just ahead of the holiday, they hope their bells not bangs message is heard as in years past.
for the last 16 years is that the amount of shooting seems to be decreasing. And as I said, nobody has been killed since we started this campaign.
This campaign was started by Reverend Nicholas Hood III. Nearly 17 years ago, Sandra Latham was shot and killed on New Year's Eve.
About 7:30 that night, there was gunfire. I could hear semi-automatic gunfire near us. And she was just seated at her table and died due to a stray gunfire.
Wayne County Sheriff Benny Napoleon participates in this effort year after year. He insists that anyone caught shooting their gun off on Wednesday night will be arrested.
There's technology that we have available that can help us identify where shots are coming from, and we're going to be working cooperatively with every law enforcement agency in Wayne County. I, as the sheriff, and I know with Detroit.
And these city leaders continue to host this event every year because they believe it's working.
We have seen a significant reduction in the amount of gunfire that we see on New Year's Eve. And I can tell you, as a resident of the city of Detroit who's been here all my life, and I've seen that kind of traffic diminish.
This is the 17th annual Bells Not Bangs campaign right here in Detroit and Wayne County. And as you heard, police will be out patrolling on New Year's Eve. And if you are caught shooting off a gun then, or any time throughout the year, you will be arrested. Evrod Cassimy, Local 4.
All right, well, NASA has captured a rather remarkable portrait of the sun.
Yeah, it's technically an X-ray, and it shows a very unique perspective of the sun from space.
Yeah, it's kind of a sun selfie of sorts, but, it doesn't look like a regular photograph. Check this out. The NuSTAR telescope took this portrait of the sun in high-energy X-rays. Now, unlike other telescopes, NuSTAR can look at the sun without damaging its detectors. NASA designed the telescope to study distant galaxies and black holes, but it can also give us a unique look at our home star. That's an incredible picture. The hope is that NuSTAR can help scientists better understand how the sun works. As long as it keeps burning, I'm on board with whatever it wants to do.
As long as we keep seeing it, we're good.
It's hard to look at images like that, though, and convince yourself that they're real instead of some kind of animation or computer
Photoshop
graphic.
even.
Yeah, exactly.
These days, you got to have proof,
Yeah. Very cool pictures. All right, Ben. Well, it is time to check those lottery tickets one more time. There is still over $3 million in Michigan lottery prizes from this past year, 2014, that need to be claimed. According to the state's lottery office, 9 winning lottery tickets are still out there for various games, including 5 Fantasy 5 tickets and a $1 million Powerball ticket that was sold on November 5th at Mitch's Party Store in Wayne. The holder of a winning ticket has exactly 1 year from the drawing to claim that prize, and prizes that are not claimed before the tickets expire go to Michigan's School Aid Fund.
Once it expires, I assume you would just rather not know that you had the ticket.
Please don't tell me.
Imagine the $1 million you missed on. Yeah. Still ahead, the annual survey of which celebrities would make the best and worst neighbors. One of our absolute favorites tops the good side of that list.
Also tonight, the wedding that had to move to make way for the president's golf game. Find out why this couple just got a huge apology from the commander-in-chief himself.
And a family trip to the pet store turns out to be something more sinister. You will watch as a mom and dad steal a puppy right in front of their kids, too.